Hello dear students, here we are back in Adarsh online classes. This video is ninth part in the series of active and passive voice. In this video, we are going to read all about future simple tense, that how to convert any simple active voice sentence of future simple tense into passive voice. We cleared past tense and present tense in our previous videos. So please check the videos if you haven't or need a revision. So let's have a quick revision here of both tenses, past and present. Here you can see present tense. Here I am only describing the helping verb because the other matter is same in every tense, only the helping verb will change. So here we are revising the helping verb of present tense. Others will same, so that we are going to revise in this video with future simple tense. So here in passive voice, in active voice, simple helping verbs first form plus s or es. If our subject is singular, then our main verb will attached with s or es, and if our subject is plural, then it is verbs first form only. It will convert in passive as ismr plus verbs third form. In continuous, ismr plus verbs fourth form in active, while in passive it is ismr plus being plus verbs third form. In present perfect tense, has have plus verbs third form in active, while in passive it is has have plus been plus verbs third form. As we know that present tense is divided into four parts: simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. So perfect continuous is not correct according to grammatically into as converted into passive. So in passive voice we will read only three tenses in present. So let's go towards past tense. In simple past, helping verb in active, verbs second form only, while in passive we will change it as was verb plus verbs third form. In continuous, was verb plus verbs fourth form. Fourth form is a continuous form, ing form. Okay, so it will change in passive as was verb plus being plus verbs third form. In perfect, had plus verbs third form in active, while in passive it is had plus been plus verbs third form. So if you notice that we are using only past participle here, verbs third form, because in passive we always use past participle. So here we have done present and past both. Now let's go towards future tense. Here let us revise our all 5 steps. So if you are new here, then please check my first and second video for a short introduction to active and passive voice. Here you can see that 5 steps. If you know that with the help of these 5 steps we are going to convert our sentences. So I'm repeating it here again. First step, identify subject, verb and object. Verb is action always. Okay. Subject, who is performing our action. Object, on what our action is performing. So in the first step we need to identify subject, verb and our object. Let's go towards second step, which is swap subject to object. Third step, convert main verb to verbs third form. Fourth step, add preposition by. And fifth step, add helping verb before main verb. So here let's go towards an example. So before going on, let us see our helping verb in active and passive both. In active it is will, shall plus verbs first form, while in passive we will change it as will, shall plus be plus verbs third form. If you see any sentence with a helping verb will, shall plus verbs first form, then that sentence will surely of future simple. Then you know the helping verb would be will, shall plus be plus verbs third form in passive. So let's see an example. She will distribute chocolates. So this is our first example, you can see. Now let us write our 5 steps. Identify subject, verb and object, swap subject to object and object to subject, convert main verb to verb's third form, add preposition by, add helping verb. To understand our all 5 steps properly, check my second video. Now let us identify subject, verb and our object. So in this chain, let's go towards subject. Subject, I told you who is doer. Here doer is Shipra. So Shipra is a subject. Okay. Now object. What she is distributing? Chocolates. So chocolates is a object, while verb is action. So it is here distribute. So here we know that our verb is distribute, which is an action. Okay, and who is performing our action? Shipra. So Shipra is a subject, and on what action is performing? Chocolates. So chocolates is a object. Now here let's write our formula. That formula in passive is object plus helping verb plus verb's third form plus by plus our subject. This is a formula of passive, while in active formula is subject plus helping verb plus main verb plus our object. Now here let's go towards our second step, which is swap subject to object. So here we put our object, which is chocolates, in the place of our subject, and subject Shipra in the place of our object. Okay, now here let's go towards third step, which is convert main verb to verb's third form. So here we know that third form of distribute is distributed. Now add preposition by. So here we put by before our subject. Okay, now add helping verb. So let's recall our helping verbs. Will, shall plus verbs first form in active, and this you can see here in our active sentence. Shipra will distribute. So it's here. Okay, now in passive it is will, shall plus be plus verbs first form. Now according to our subject, we're going to use here will be. So here we put will be. Okay, now let's combine the sentence. Chocolates will be distributed by Shipra. So here we done our first sentence of future simple. Let's go towards another one to clear other doubts and learn it properly. That they will finish the work tomorrow. So the sentence is also of future simple. Time adverbial you can see here, which is tomorrow, plus helping verb in this also, will plus verb's first form. So both are indicating that this sentence is of future simple. Now here let us identify subject, object and verb. As I told you, subject is doer. Here our doer is they. So they is a subject. Our subject is a pronoun. Make sure subject is a pronoun. Okay, now object. Object on what action is performing? Is performing on the work. So the work is a object, while verb is always action. So here our action is finish. So finish is a verb. Here we have subject, object and verb. Now I told you verb is action. Action is finished. Who is performing the action? They. So they is a subject. On what action is performing? The work. So the work is a object. Okay. Now here let's write our formula. On the basis of this formula we will divide our sentence. So here you can see formula is very clear. Object plus helping verb plus verb's third form plus by plus subject. Now here let's go towards our second step. Here we put the work, which is our object, in the place of our subject, right? Now it's time to put subject in the place of object. But wait, I told you that our subject is a pronoun. So if you remember that if our subject is a pronoun, then conversion will be like I as me, he as him, she as her, we as us, they as them. So here our subject is they. So it will convert as them. Okay. Now here we put them. To understand pronoun properly, that pronoun table, or you can check my pronoun video. Okay, now here come back. Here we put our object, which is the work, in the place of subject, and subject them in the place of object. Here we change its subjective form to objective form. Okay, now let's go towards our next step, which is convert main verb to verbs third form. As we all know that third form of finished is finished. Okay, now let's put by. This is also done. Now add helping verb. So before this, I think we should write here a helping verb. It is will, shall plus verbs first form. It's same in active sentence. Check there. They will finish the work by tomorrow. They will finish the work tomorrow. Okay, so you can see will plus verbs first form as finish. So this sentence is of present, this sentence is of future simple. Now according to our subject, the work, we are going to use here will be. Okay, so here we done all steps. Now let's combine the sentence, and it is the work will be finished tomorrow by them. According to our pattern, we cleared here two sentences. Hopefully you understood it properly. So let's have an exercise. Here you can see our exercise. First sentence. Vikas will win the first prize. This sentence is also of future simple. Now here you can see it's passive, which is the first prize will be won by Vikas. So what we did here? We put our object, which is the first prize, in the place of our subject, and our subject Vikas in the place of our object in the last, and also we put by before our subject. With it we use here past participle, which is must in passive, as won, because third form of win is won. With it we also put will be as a helping verb in passive. So here you can see our sentence. The first prize will be won by Vikas. Let's go towards next sentence, which is Jan will buy a new computer. So let's move here according to our steps. In that, first step is identify subject, object and verb. So here our subject is always doer, and doer is Jan. So Jan is our subject, while action is always verb. So here action is buy. So here our verb is buy, right? Now what Jan is buying? He will buy a new computer. So a new computer is our object. Now here we have subject, object and verb. Now let's replace subject and object. So we are going to put a new computer, which is our subject, in the place of our object, and a new computer, which is our object, in the place of subject, and subject Jan in the place of our object, right? Now what was our third step? Yeah, it was use verbs third form, past participle. So we put here brought, which is third form of buy. What was our fourth step? It was put by before our subject. So here we put by before Jan, because Jan is our doer, right? Now fifth step, add suitable helping verb. So here we put will be before our main verb. Make sure that while we are putting helping verb, always put it before main verb. Okay, now here next one, which is you will never forget this lesson. So here let us identify subject, object and verb. Here verb, which is our action, is forget. So who is performing our action? You, right? So you is a subject. You is also a pronoun, remember. Now here on what action is performing? Our action is performing on this lesson. So this lesson is a object. Now according to second step, swap, we put this lesson, which is a object, in the place of our subject, and a subject which is a pronoun in the place of a object. Let me tell you here that the subjective form of you is as same in objective form. You is you in both subjective and objective. That's why we put here you. Okay. Now here, next step, put by before our subject. So here we put by before our subject, which is you. And we also use here verb's third form as forgotten, right? Because the third form of forget is forgotten. Now you can see here we use will never be, which is our helping verb here. Okay. So here you can see the passive sentence, which is this sentence will never be forgotten by you. Now let's go towards last sentence of this exercise. She will accept the offer. Here she is a subject, and what is our action here? Action is accept. Now what she is accepting? The offer, right? So the offer is a object, because our action is accept. Who is doing our action? She. So she is a subject, and on what action is performing? Our action of accepting is performing on the offer by her, right? Now it's converted. Here we're gonna put the offer, which is our object, in the place of our subject, and our subject she in the place of object as her. We change here its subjective form to its objective form because we are putting it as in the place of object, right? And remember one thing also, student, if you are putting object in the place of subject, and if it is pronoun, then we will change it also as objective form to subjective form. Okay. Now here we change it she as her, subjective form to objective form. Okay. Now here we put verb's third form, which is accepted, right? And we also put by before our subject, which is by her. And here we use helping verb will be. So our sentence is the offer will be accepted by her. Here we completed our exercise. Hopefully you understand it properly. Now if you have any kind of question related to past simple tense, then you can ask me in comment box. And if you haven't checked the videos of our previous tenses and previous topics, so please check those videos. Now here I have an exercise so that you could know that you learned it or not. So here you can see 5 sentences which are an exercise for you as a homework. So you need to solve it at your home and send me its answer in comment box so that I could know that you learn it or not. And if you have any kind of problem in that, you can ask me in comment. Okay, so first sentence you can see here, she will open the box. Second, the teacher will punish him. Third, she will teach him a lesson. Fourth, he will buy a wristwatch. Fifth, she will make tea for the guests. Okay, 5 sentences are here for you as a homework. And don't forget our 5 steps. With the help of these 5 steps, you will convert our sentences, right? Now let me repeat here again the helping verb in active, which is will, shall plus verbs first form, while in passive it is will, shall plus be plus verbs third form. Don't forget that in passive we always use verbs third form, and here also we're going to use verbs third form. All these sentences are of future simple tense, and in this video we've done this. So hopefully there would be no doubts related to it, but if you have, you can ask me. Okay, so thank you so much for being with me in this video. In next video we are going to learn future next tense, which is future perfect. Let us meet there.